everyone. Our group is Group 21 and our research topic is Factor Affecting e-wallet usage intention of multi-group analysis between China and Malaysia. This rise of digital finance and the increased popularity of e-wallet globally inspired us to look deeper into what influenced people to adopt this technology. We select China and Malaysia as our comparison points because of their different stage in digital payment development, China being a global leader and Malaysia an emerging player. This research is not only academically relevant but also particularly important. It helps government, digital payment companies, and the user better understand what build or hide trust in cashless system. Our paper includes a review of this extensive risk clear research objective and an analytical framework. Here is our group number. We have 3 chapters in this research. I will now move on to chapter 1. Chapter 1 gives us a starting point. It talks about why we choose this topic, what problem we want to solve, and what our goals and how the paper is organized. It also explains important terms we will use later. Digital payments are growing fast, especially in Asia. In China, most people use e-wallet like Alipay and WeChat Pay. In 2023, 82% of online shopping use e-wallet. In Malaysia, the number is increased too, but still much lower. So we want to compare the two countries and understand what makes people use or avoid e-wallets. E-wallets are fast and easy, but they come with problems. Some users worry about fraud, stolen accounts, or data leaks. During COVID-19, many governments pushed people to use digital payment to avoid contact, but not everyone trusts them in China. 98% said using e-wallet. In Malaysia, only 66% do. This trust gap is important. Malaysia also has less support and a weaker system. This is why we want to look into what's stopping people from using e-wallet. Our study focuses on 4 questions. Does customer intend to use an e-wallet depend on online trust? Does government assistance affect how customers plan to use an e-wallet? And do customer intention to use an e-wallet dependent on perceived usefulness? Does customer perception of risk affect their decision to use an e-wallet? We want to look at 4 main points. First, online trust. If people feel safe, they are more likely to use e-wallet. Second, government support. Rules and help from the government can make people more confident. Third, usefulness. If e-wallet make life easier, people will use them more. Last, perceived risk. If people are afraid of scam or losing money, they will avoid using e-wallet. We will compare this factor between China and Malaysia. This study is helpful in many ways. It adds new ideas to academic research on e-wallet in different countries. It also helps companies and government design better systems. And for society, it can support build a safe and more cashless world. We use some important words in this study. Online trust means believing that the platform perceived risk means how much danger or trouble a person thinks might happen. Perceived usefulness means where people think the e-wallet is help in daily life. These ideas are key to our research. Chapter 1 tells us why this topic is important, what problem we found, what question we ask, and how we will move forward. It helps us understand what makes people use or not use e-wallet in different countries. This proposal has 3 chapters. Chapter 1 is what I'm presenting now. It sets the stage. Chapter 2 will review past research and build our framework. Chapter 3 will explain how we collect and analyze data. And there is all my chapter 1. I will pass to the next person.
Which is the literature review section. Today, I'm going to briefly talk about e-wallet usage in China and Malaysia. E-wallet like Alipay and WeChat Pay have become very popular in China. They are fast, convenient, and secure, but in Malaysia, few people use them. Only around 8% use mobile wallets. We as e-wallet use long in Malaysia. One reason is trust. People may not suffer using digital payments. Others a habit and comfort. Many still with cash. Even the manager has good enrollment and young people like technology. Not many use e-wallet, so we want to know what affects their choice. We use some stories to explain this. The first is the TM. Is so far people use technology when it is useful and easy to use. Next is the PPTB. It looks and strengthens attitude, social pressure, and control. If friends and family support, e-wallet people may follow. Then the UTAUT. It includes more factors like effort and social influence and workers. We in comparing different cultures. We mix these models to get to a picture in Malaysia. Truth and support from the government. Okay. In China, people care more about usefulness and what others are saying. In short, knowing this reason helps you understand how to increase e-wallet use in both countries. Thank you.
In China, modern payments grew fast, 14.5 billion in just 3 months. Lockdowns made people stop online agreement to use to other cars, so we use phone to pay. Alipay started in 2004. Now it's used for shopping, traveling, and 11 hours. China's government support events. People can pay staff fees, call service, and more with applications. Why people trust? People think more pay is first and so far. Trust makes them use events more. When the government supports something, people trust it more. Devices feel useful like police service. Scaffolding is very important. If people feel useful, they will use the application. China is and Malaysia. China uses events more. Malaysia is grabbing, but people worry more about suffering. People use events when they choose them and find them free. Government support helps alone.
This chapter explains how we collect and analyze data to understand what influences people to use e-wallets in China and Malaysia. China is already very advanced in e-wallet use. WeChat and Alipay can be used in any store, while Malaysia is still growing but shows great potential, and we now use Touch and Go is also very convenient. Comparative setting offers insight into universal and culture-specific factors. This study adopted the positivist paradigm. It focuses on facts and uses statistics to test ideas. Suitable for our study of independent variables, such as online trust and perceived use. We also develop some practical thinking from a pragmatic paradigm to ensure the results are useful in real life. We use the quantitative method. It's a survey questionnaire, can support use statistical tools such as structural equation modeling for multi-group analysis to get clear and measurable results. We also use explanatory research to understand the reason behind the popularity of e-wallets. Our research design is time-efficient and objective, also allowing for deeper cultural interpretation.
I will briefly introduce the methodology section of our research. The aim of this study is to examine the key factors influencing the willingness of customers in Malaysia and China to adopt e-wallets. Our focus on two main demographic groups, teenagers and middle-aged adults, to explore generational and cultural difference. We employ a non-portability sampling method, specifically voice sampling, by distributing the questionnaire via social media platforms. This enables us to collect responses efficiently from two rapidly developing sites, Chongqing in China and Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, selected for their digital significance and diverse populations. In terms of data collection, we use an online questionnaire developed using Google Forms, supplemented with some interviews. The questionnaire is structured in two parts. The first to collect demographic data, and the second measure four key variables: online trust, government support, perceived usefulness, and perceived risk. All responses are collected using a 5-point Likert scale. Ensure that the data is easy to analyze quantitatively. Each variable is based on valid data items from recent literature, adding reliability to our findings. We hope this cross-country comparison will shed light on how culture, age, and digital familiarity influence the adoption of e-wallets.
I will briefly introduce the arrangement and purpose of the questionnaire, pre-test, and the small sample test phases in this study. During the pre-test phase, our main goal is to evaluate the rationality and cultural adaptability of the questionnaire. We plan to invite 3 to 5 experts who have experience in the field of electronic payment and are familiar with the cultural background of China and Malaysia. On this basis, we will also conduct cognitive interviews. We will recruit 10 respondents, including 5 Chinese and 5 Malaysians. In the process of filling out the questionnaire, the respondents need to verbally express their thinking process and the basis for their answers, which will help us gain a deeper understanding of their understanding logic of the questions and reveal possible differences in understanding of the questions in different cultural backgrounds. Next is the small sample test phase, the purpose of which is to test the performance and preliminary reliability of the questionnaire in practical applications. We will test 30 respondents in the form of electronic questionnaires, 15 from China and 15 from Malaysia. The questionnaire uses close-ended multiple-choice questions, which can improve the efficiency of answering and facilitate cross-cultural data comparison and analysis later. Through the above 2 stages, we will further optimize the questionnaire and lay a solid foundation for the formal survey. On behalf of all the team members, I would like to express my sincerest gratitude and highest respect. Thank you for your hard work and patient guidance during this period.